Well, I'm glad you guys came by. This is a 1934 Dolomite, and if you haven't heard of a Dolomite, it's probably because they only built 3 of them. All of England was looking for something new, something fast, because the Bentley had gotten too heavy, and the early Alphas were just beating the pants off of them. And as a result, England wanted to come forth with something new. What do we have here? Well, we've got basically an Alpha 8C engine design. The Alpha 8C design, as I said earlier, was a split crankshaft, and it produced somewhere in the area of 190 horsepower at that point in time. So this particular engine today produces a little bit more than that, and it's strictly because of our capabilities today of some of the more modern rebuilds, better piston rings, better pistons, better Corella rods, which this particular car happens to have in it. From a engine size point of view, the Alphas were all 2.3 and 2.6. Ultimately, they had a 2.9. This started out as a 2.6. It still is a 2.6. And as a result, the 2.6 liter was competitive at the top of its class. One of the weak points in Grand Prix racing in the early 30s, though, was transmissions. And the transmissions in the Alphas were always breaking. They made it through the first 90, 85, 90% of the races, but they were beginning to break. So what Healy did is Healy decided to go with the French transmission, the Cattell transmission. You don't touch any gear lever, you touch a pedal that looks like the clutch pedal, and you would touch that pedal and it shifts it down to first gear. With your hand, you would move it to second gear, you'd touch it again. Move it to third, touch it again. But the good part for Grand Prix racing is you'd be coming into a corner and you were in fourth gear and you decided you wanted to be in second, you just move it down to 2, touch the clutch pedal, and you were automatically in second gear. From a competitive point of view, this car set the speed record in the Brighton run at that particular point in time, and it also, at Dunnington, it won first place with a lap time of 120.67 miles at 11 minutes and 12 seconds, which was a really good time for the 5 laps that are involved in that run. If you put the pencil to that, that's less than 2-minute laps on a track of that size. I use the car quite often. I used it in the Rose Festival run 2 years ago. It's a night race that runs from a point south of Dallas. It goes to Tyler, Texas and back. It runs at speeds of 100 to 120 miles an hour overnight. I know people don't like to hear about us doing that on our Texas roads, but it is controlled in that very few people know the race is going to occur, so there's not a lot of spectators there to see what's going on. This particular car is the only surviving car other than the one that's in the Brighton Museum of Transportation in England. And that particular car is an incomplete car. It was involved in a serious accident also, and as a result, it's just more parts that are there as opposed to a running car.